Welcome to another update on regrown vegetables. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my regrown vegetables. I'm going to be telling you what I've observed so far, the issues of growing indoors, and solutions. So first, let's look at our, what is this thing called? Radish. So over here I have carrots that are germinating and some store-bought green onions that I just planted 2 days ago, so they're not looking too lovely. And then here we have the radishes, and between the radish we have lettuce that have harvested. We have romaine lettuce in there, and look at my pak choy. Now since the last time that we did a video, I've added a few more pak choy in there, and there is a tiny bok choy that I added. And from the look of how this plant is shaped, this romaine lettuce, I can tell that it is preparing to bolt. As you can see, both pak choy that I put in here have bolted, so I'm just going to allow them to stay, and the seed, and I can use the foliage of them. But when plants are flowering, they don't tend to produce a lot of foliage because the plant is sending most of the nutrients into producing seeds. And my radishes here are doing excellent as well. Now I want to make a comparison between the cabbages that I took off all of the outer leaves and allow us the small round section to remain, and that's what I planted, and between those that I took off all the foliage and leave just the core and planted those, so you can see the difference. Now there are two results that I got from those that I just took off the outer leaves and leave the round section, a small section. So this is one of my regrown cabbage. Look at it. Isn't it just beautiful? It is absolutely amazing. I just love it. So beautiful. Yes, so this is result one of those that I took off the outer leaves and just leave a small portion of the middle. This is also one that I took off the outer leaf and leave the small portion in the middle, and as you can see from the shape of it, and let me get down closer, as you can see there, it is bolting, which is why it does not look like the other plant. Now look at these ones that I took off the outer leaves and leaving just the core, took off the outer leaves and leaving the center, compared to those that I leave only the core. All the leaves were taking, and so these resprouted new stems rather than the same cabbage growing back. So this is the difference. Look at it. So when you leave the core, you end up with multiple suckers, which is what you're looking at here. These are 2 suckers, and up here are 2 other suckers from the same one cabbage. This is the result when you use the core without leaves. You end up with lots of suckers that you can divide into various cabbages. So this can be divided into 4 because we have 2 suckers that we put up here, and we have 2 suckers that we put down there. Now when you take off all the outer leaves and just leave a small cabbage head, this is the result. It will either bolt or it will regrow where you can have an actual cabbage to enjoy. Just beautiful. I come down here a lot just to look at this. Now what are some of the issues that I am facing here? Now you might notice that I'm moving a light around because the lighting down here is not very good for this big space. There's only 2 light bulbs in here, and if I turn on my grow lights, then it's going to be difficult for you to actually see the beauty of the plants. All you will see is just pink looking plants. So for that reason, I'm moving the light around. So if it offends you, then my apologies, but I'm doing the best I can. Now, one of the issues that I am facing at the moment is, let's see if we can get a closer look at what's going on here. And this is one of the disadvantages of growing indoor. Let's see. I just came down here and I squished from just these two plants hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating. Do you see how quail the leaf looks? It doesn't look as healthy as it should. Hundreds of aphids. Now the disadvantage of growing indoors is that because it is an enclosed system, the aphids can't fly away. They can't find new plants to go to, and so they will spread to the plants that you have in your garden, in your indoor garden, and they will multiply. Now this what is it, beetroot was planted the same time as this one. The aphids are on that one. There are little or no aphids. There's one aphid right there. There's little or no aphids on this one. Look at those two crawling up the stem right there. Yes, so there are few aphids on this one, and look at the difference between the plants compared to that one. So this is one of the disadvantages. The other disadvantage is that if there is a plant disease, any plant that is susceptible to that type of disease are likely to contract it when you grow in a enclosure. And so it is good that you constantly monitor your plants, because by doing so, if there is a disease, you can either treat the plant quickly or remove the plant quickly so that it doesn't get to spread. Now aphids are known to spread the mosaic virus, and so if you have aphids in your garden, you want to try, especially in a enclosed environment like indoors, you want to remove them or treat them as quickly as possible to get rid of them before they spread the mosaic virus, because the mosaic virus has no cure. Yes, your food is still edible, but the problem is your plants won't be as healthy, they won't grow as big, they won't be what you expect them to be, and in some cases the plant may die. The next disadvantage of having the mosaic virus is that it is soil borne. So if you have mosaic virus, then you need to replace your soil. That was the experiment, the experience I had when I had the tiny greenhouse down here last year. I don't know if you guys remember that, where we were doing the experiment with vertical gardening, and the garden was doing very well until it was destroyed by aphids, because the aphids spread the mosaic virus. So we started off with the aphids on this potato plant here, and you can see what it is like now. It is time to harvest them though, but that's not why the plant is looking like that. The plant is looking like this because of the aphids that destroyed the leaves, because the potatoes are not at the size where they should be harvested yet. But anyway, that is those are the disadvantages of growing indoors, and so you have to be proactive to ensure that you get the best result from your gardening experience. That white powder that you're looking at there is diatomaceous earth that I am using to treat any insects, pests that may be on my plants. So I'm using it for the aphids, and there are a few fruit flies, annoying little creatures. I don't know how they always find their way here, but yes, these diatomaceous earth is being used to get rid of these insects. And the next method that I use in conjunction with the diatomaceous earth is to make worm tea and use it as a foliar spray. And when you're applying both the worm tea and the diatomaceous earth, you want to get not only on the top, but most of these aphids and other pests like to be on the underside of the leaves because they're safer there. And so you want to ensure that you get your foliar spray or your diatomaceous earth or whatever type of treatment you're using. You want to ensure that you get it on the underside of the leaves. So if you enjoy this update and you'd like to see more of what is going on in this regrow garden, then please take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, time for grow.